What brings you here today, Amy?
Well, I've been on the board of Emma for about 10 years, and I'm really proud of this new project that we have with the cities and the mayors greening the cities and getting them all on board. And Hal Cronklin came to Emma with the idea of, with Southern California Edison, of giving the challenge to green cities.
Personally, what do you see as some of the biggest green challenges with Los Angeles and the cities around Los Angeles?
Well, when you think of LA, you think of transportation. At least I do. You know, our freeways and everything. So I'm really interested to see what kind of changes that will be made in that way. As far as like air quality, I mean, the city's huge. Getting more open spaces, more locally grown organic foods, more wind power, solar, geothermal, anything that's greener energy based.
Are you a former vegetarian? I read that about you.
I was mostly one for about 8 years, and then I went back to eating meat, and now I'm definitely more eating a vegetarian diet. It's eco-friendly. You know, it's like it's just devastating how the meat industry and the agriculture industry is just, really wreaking havoc on the planet.
You said something in an interview that I saw a while back where you said something about going to animal shelters and actually walking the dogs, which is a great idea. I'm going to be doing that, because you said that. I actually thought, I love animals. Why not do it? Do you have any other tips for people like that might inspire people to go out there and get involved and do some things that are better for the environment?
Well, I started volunteering with Heal the Bay. So you can go do a beach cleanup. I don't know if that excites you as much.
No, it does. Yeah, it does. Maybe I could walk the dogs down at the beach.
Walk the dogs at the beach. To me, I get excited just by being just participating and doing my share. And as far as like using, stainless steel water bottles and not buying plastic water bottles. So getting some kind of filter, like reusing bags at the grocery store. I mean, I have always like 3 reusable bags in my purse at all times that I whip out constantly. And I think it's just like, just the way, what kind of products you use. I mean, it's not as exciting as walking a dog, but, you just kind of it subtly just sort of penetrates and it feels right.
When you're shopping for clothing, do you look at the eco value of the clothing?
Yes and no. I mean, I definitely try to buy things that are clothing that is organic or vintage, something that has like an ecological value. But I have to say, like, I don't always 100%.
Do you think about the environment as you're doing things on a day-to-day basis?
I do with like each choice I make. As far as eating, like, choosing to eat certain foods at restaurants. I think it's really about like baby steps. It's like what inspires you. Like I just finished reading Alicia Silverstone's book, The Kind Diet, and it's been inspiring me so much. And I've been cooking more vegetarian, vegan recipes, and that's been like really inspiring me. And just kind of like thinking in a different way. And then I'm also slightly obsessed with The Omnivore's Dilemma. Been reading that. And just kind of getting a grasp globally on how we're all impacting the earth and what kind of changes we can make in our lifestyle that will affect the planet. Because I think sometimes we feel like, so disadvantaged because we're not this corporation making these massive changes. But I guess it really does start from the inside out.
In terms of your involvement with the EMA, what are you working on at this point?
Right now, we have this really great program bringing organic gardens to the public schools. So I've adopted a school, North Hollywood High School, and they have a 7 acres. It's the largest garden in LA Unified School District, and it's like so incredible. They have all organic flowers and organic. They have like a little like basil and tomato garden, and it really just makes these kids like. It just inspires them, and now they're like selling the flowers at the farmers market, and they're making money, and they're watching like how seeds grow into these beautiful plants and the food, and it's just like really awakening for these kids, and it's nice to get They like to be out doing things. They have lots of energy. So we're trying to also like pretty much bring an organic garden to most schools we can.
You know, I was reading about the number of children who are on food stamps by the time they're 20 years old, and it was unbelievably high. And I was talking to a friend before about possibly encouraging these kids to garden. If they're using food stamps, why can't we encourage these kids to garden, maybe have an organic garden or teach them how to garden so that they have food to eat, so they don't have to be on food stamps. They can grow their own food.
Well, I think that's a great idea as long as you have open space for them to have a garden.
Well, couldn't government money perhaps go into land, paying for land instead of putting money directly into the pockets of people to pay for food?
That would be nice. And I love your idea, and I would 100% sign on and support it. It seems like at the moment, the government is not giving any extra money. They're cutting back on everything, and that's why media is really good to bring light to these school gardens, because now we're getting funding to actually have these kids have these gardens.
What are your favorite garden vegetables or fruits?
Kale, tomatoes, strawberries, and I love all the fresh herbs like basil and rosemary.
You know, are there any things now that you're hoping to do or hoping to do in the future that are more green than you are currently, or things you're aspiring to do to be more green in the future?
I think there'll always be more green things to do in the future. I mean, I would love my house to run on all solar or wind or geothermal, some kind of sustainable energy. It is not right now, so that would be a good start.
Well, thank you very much, Amy.
Thanks.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Take care.